Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Train Trade Talk Travel, and I am your host, Dwayne Beagley. And today we're going to be talking about the markets. So stick with me here as I take you through the charts. This is my second video on my YouTube channel, and I know that this is probably going to be a bit cringeworthy, but there's a saying that you must start something. If you want to do something, you must just start it. You must just get into it and do it, because you're going to make a lot of mistakes in the beginning. You're going to make a lot of errors, and that's how you learn. So with this YouTube channel, I am just jumping in and I'm going to learn as I go. I've only just downloaded some software. I've got myself a camera set up and I'm doing my screen record, everything for the first time. So bear with me. Things will improve as we go. But let's dive into it. So I want to show you guys a couple of things that I look at when I'm investing in stocks and crypto. This will hopefully help you understand what I look at and what you should look at when you are investing your hard-earned cash into the market in the hopes to try and make some money. Right now is a very critical time in the market because things are looking a bit unstable. Things are looking a bit volatile. Like we could have a bit of a downturn. And the way I like to keep an eye on what is going on with the global macro economy, there's a couple of charts I like to keep an eye on. So I want to show you guys that now. This might be helpful to you. Whenever I am looking at trading the American markets, I always keep an eye on the US dollar. This is the DXY chart. You should add this to your watch list. I keep an eye on this so I can see how strong the US dollar is, because the US dollar is the most important currency in the world because it's the global trade currency. Most countries in the world trade in US dollars. So you want to keep an eye on this chart, the DXY, because when this chart is going very strong, when it starts bouncing, that means a lot of people are fleeing into the US dollar because they see the US dollar as a safe haven when times are very risky and volatile. The problem with this strategy right now is that they are inflating the dollar at a rate of knots that we have never seen before. They're literally printing trillions and trillions of dollars, and they're inflating the currency supply, not just in America, but around the world, because we all rely on US dollars. All countries hold US dollars in their treasuries at their reserve banks. So the more US dollars that they print, the less the dollar is worth. That's why the stock market is pumping right now. That's why cryptos are pumping right now, because the dollar is becoming worth less and less and less the more they print it, the more they debase the currency. So you want to keep an eye on the dollar. It's important when you're trading the market. Keep an eye on the DXY. This is the American dollar weighted up against a lot of the other big currencies like the euro and the yen and the pound and a few other basket of currencies. Because the inflation in America right now is going through the roof. We've had 4% inflation in this most recent month on record, which is over the projections, over what the Federal Reserve was aiming for. So that's why a lot of people are sort of like, they're going into the dollar, now they're going out of the dollar. The dollar is not the best place to be if you want to make money in this market. I believe personally that the stock market over the next year or so is going to go a lot higher. The cryptos are going to go a lot higher, but right now we're in a bit of a middle intermission point where we could see a bit of a pullback, a bit of a slowdown, a bit of a cooling off before we set up for another leg higher. So that's what I want to talk about today. Another thing I like to keep an eye on is the 10-year Treasury yields for the American bond market. This will tell you what the debt market's doing and what the interest rates are doing, the shorter term interest rates in America. When investors are feeling sketchy about the stock market, generally they will flee into the bond market because it's seen as a safe haven asset. Well, it used to be seen as a safe haven asset, but lately investors are losing confidence in the bonds because of the mass amount of money printing that's going on in the market. So just keep an eye on the bonds, the yields on the Treasury bonds as well. That's a good indicator. And another thing I like to keep an eye on is the crude oil price, because crude oil is one of the most important commodities in the market because everything in our global economy is fueled by oil. The transport industry, the aviation industry, so many things rely on oil, and so many stocks and the energy market relies heavily on the crude oil price. So when we had the big crash in oil in March last year during the start of the pandemic, this also affects the stock market. Whenever the crude oil crashes, this affects the stock market. So we need to see high oil prices. Oil prices need to stay high. This is good for the stock market. This is good for all the markets in general. So whenever I'm checking the markets, I check those things. And I'm also looking at the main markets like the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has had a bit of a sell-off recently, but it's starting to bounce back, which is good. And the S&P 500, which are two of the main indexes that I look at in the American stocks when I'm trading the American stocks. But you also want to keep an eye on the stock markets if you're a crypto trader, because the crypto market and the stock market are interlinked. They're related. The people who are buying and selling stocks are the same people who are buying and selling cryptocurrencies. So when people flip bearish on the stock market, they're also going to flip bearish on the cryptocurrency market. So just keep this in mind. When we're trading the cryptocurrency market or the stock market, these markets are interrelated. So you want to keep an eye on both. Which brings me to Bitcoin. A lot of people who I chat to online and stuff are into crypto because crypto has made us all rich this year. We're all been making a lot of money out of crypto. So I want to chat to you about Bitcoin. Bitcoin here has been looking weaker recently, and as a result, a lot of people are starting to get scared. You can see the fear greed index here is at its lowest point since the scamdemic crash last year. It's down at 20 now. This is normally, for me, it's normally a bullish sign. Like, I want to be buying when everybody's scared. But it was only last week or last month where we had the greed index all the way up to 78. So this is just pulling back now. So a lot of people are getting scared in the market. They don't know which way Bitcoin's going to go. So a lot of people are pulling their money out of Bitcoin and taking profit. That's why we're having pullback in the market. But overall, this long term, this is bullish for the market. We want to pull back because this thing has just been cranking lately. So the more of a pullback we get in the market, the better. And then we got the Bitcoin dominance chart. This chart has just been cratering. This is a chart that shows the Bitcoin dominance as opposed to the amount of money flowing into altcoins. And as you can see, the money has just been flowing out of Bitcoin recently, and the money's flowing into the altcoin market. So there's been a ton of money to be made in altcoins. The only problem with this, the way this has just been way overextended down here to the downside, is that generally this is a bit of a sign for a pullback in the altcoins. Like, we may be getting a bit more of a pullback in the altcoins, and people might be going back into Bitcoin at some point. Because if you look back here at 2017, this is exactly what happened. We had this big cascade down in the dominance chart. People got out of Bitcoin, they sold their Bitcoin, and they went into the altcoins because everyone was like, we can get rich in the altcoins now. Let's sell the fuck out of Bitcoin and get into the alts. And that's when we get crazy speculation in this market where people just start buying dumb shit coins. Like, we've got Cumrocket coin that is pumping right now. We've got Titcoin, Pussy Finance, worth $37 million apparently. Cumrocket is worth $103 million. People are just buying random altcoins and just blowing money on stupid joke coins like Dogecoin. And I just want to warn everyone, you can make money in these coins in the short term, but long term you're not going to make money in Cumrocket or Titcoin. So stop playing with the joke coins and let's play with real cryptocurrency. The coins that I want you guys to keep an eye on, if you're in my trading group and you want to be making money in this market, the future of crypto, the hot tip that I will give you, the future of crypto is DeFi. The money will be made in DeFi. So in a future video, I will go through a lot of the coins that I like and the coins that I like to invest in and trade. And a lot of these are in the DeFi market. So stay tuned, there'll be a video about that soon. Also, I'm going to be making a tutorial on CoinSpot to teach people how to get into crypto if it's your first time investing and trading crypto. I'm also going to do a tutorial on opening an account with CMC Markets or CommSec, where I like to trade stocks in Australia, or TradeStation, where I like to trade the American stocks. I'll be doing tutorials on that. So if that's something you're interested in, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and stay tuned to any future videos that I have. Also, I have a trading group called Let's Chat Stocks and Crypto. Come over and join my chat group there. I share a lot of my thoughts about the markets in general there, so you can get some hot tips there. Follow me on Instagram. There's my Insta. And have a good Sunday. Chat soon.